Okay, this is test number 11 from sections 1-1 all the way through 4-4, part number 2, picking up with number 14. We're finding the slope of these 2 points, 5, 4, and 10, 3. You want to use your slope formula. M equals the change of y, so y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over your change of x, x sub 2 minus x sub 1. Once you have your formula, just go ahead and label your points. It's always xy, xy, and label them. The first one sub 1, the second one sub 2. Then we'll just plug in the values that we have. Y sub 2's value comes first. It's 3. So 3 minus y sub 1's value is 4 over x sub 2's value is 10 minus x sub 1's value is 5. So the slope is 3 minus 1. When you subtract 3 minus 4, you subtract 4 from 3, you get negative 1. And 10 minus 5, you get positive 5. So your slope for number 14 is negative 1 over 5. Number 15, we find the slope of negative 5.5, 6.4, negative 3.5, 4.4. Again, slope formula, change of y over the change of x. xy, xy, sub 1, sub 2. Y sub 2's value is 4.4 minus y sub 1's value is 6.4 over x sub 2's value is negative 3.5 minus x sub 1's value is negative 5.5. Notice it's minus a negative number. Time you're dealing with minus a negative number. Negative 4.4 minus 6.4 is negative 2 over, we're going to add these two up. Minus a negative means add. Negative 3.5 plus 5.5 is a positive 2, is m. So you have m equals negative 2 over positive 2, a negative divided by positive. M's value is negative 1 as your slope. Number 16, it says a student finds the slope of line 613 and 13.7. She writes 13 minus 7 over 13 minus 6. Which mistake did she make, or what mistake did she make? She used the slope formula, m equals y sub 2 minus y sub 1 over x sub 2 minus x sub 1. But as she labeled her points, x sub 1, y sub 1, x sub 2, y sub 2, she would have noticed that her y sub 2 value is 7. So her first point is she should have had 7 minus y sub 1, which is 13, over her x sub 2 value, 13, minus her x sub 1 value, 6. So look at the difference between her top line, 13 minus 7, and the top line. She should have had 7 minus 13. So she mixed up her y sub 1 and y sub 2 values. Number 17, we're finding, is this zero slope or is it undefined? The easiest way when you're looking at the picture to determine this is you can create, with the line, you can create a z, so 0. Undefined with this one, with the line, you can create an n, so no slope. That's the undefined one. Number 19 says identify the underlined place in 17.1689 and then round it. Remember, it's your ones place, and then after the decimal, it's your tenths place, and then your 100ths place. Don't let that part confuse you. So 6 is the 100ths place, so 100ths place. And then if you round it, you look to the number directly to the right of it, 8. That number is 5 or higher, so your new number would be 17.17 as it's rounded. Number 20, we're writing using exponents. Negative 9 is represented 4 times here. It's multiplying by itself, so negative 9 with parentheses to the 4th power. Number 21, you need to simplify 6 plus 6 to the 4th power plus 8 You need to do 6 to the 4th power, which means 6 times 6 times 6 times 6. That is 1,296 plus 8, still in parentheses, with 6 adding to that. Put what's in parentheses together. You get 1,304 plus 6. When you add those two together, you get 1,310. Okay, number 23 is 3x squared minus 4 when x's value is 5. So the first thing you need to do is you need to plug in 5 in place of x. So you wind up with 3 times 5 squared minus 4. Remember your order of operations. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally tells you to take care of exponents before you do any kind of multiplication. 5 squared means 5 times 5. So it actually turns out to be 3 times 25 minus 4. 3 times 25 is like 3/4, so it's 75 cents. Minus 4, which when you subtract 4 from 75, you get 71 for 22. 23 says 8 minus x squared. Okay, this is one where a lot of people that are not paying attention are going to make mistakes because it says 8 minus x squared. That doesn't say 8 and then it's negative x squared. So what we're going to do when we plug it in, it's going to be 8 minus, then parentheses 5 squared. That's not supposed to be there. 5 squared. So 5 squared means 5 times 5. Okay, it's actually not x squared, it's actually x cubed, so it's not going to make quite as much of a difference. So it'll be 8 minus 5 cubed, but it'll still be minus 5 times 5 would be 25 times 5 more would be 125. So what you wind up with is 8, and then you have to bring this minus down. It's not part of the 5 that's cubed. So 8 minus 125 is going to be a negative 117. So negative 117. Number 24 says evaluate and then write in simplest form x over y when x is 6 and y is 9. X is 6, so we're just going to plug that in. Over y is 9. The number 3 goes into both of them. 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 3 is 9. That's simplest form. And then the last one, number 25, 8 squared times 8. 8 squared would be 8 times 8, which is 64. And then 64 times 8 more when you put those two together is 512. It's just simplified version.